What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the protagonist, and this is the follow-up video to my, Sonic Adventure 2 cutscene reworked. I'm gonna basically run you through the process of how exactly I achieved fixing the, infamous problems with the, the cutscenes of this game, such as sound mixing, the lip animations, things like that. Okay, so this is the way I fixed the sound mixing, and it's actually very easy. Anyone can do it, pretty much. So we can't really do anything to the original cutscene within Dolphin, I don't think. So what we do is we record the cutscene in Dolphin. I'm also gonna talk about the lighting after this. So yeah, we record the cutscene in Dolphin. Once we have it, we look at the original cutscene, see what was wrong with it. We ran through it. We know what's wrong with this cutscene right here. And yeah, this is what we do, right? We download each file individually. So basically, here's how Sonic Adventure 2, part of it was made, at least the sound aspect of it. All of the files are actually separate. So that proves that Sega was just lazy and didn't fix the sound problems. They could have, because all of these files are separate. The sound effects, the soundtrack, of course, and each character's voice. They're all different, separate files. And they just chose to not fix it. So once we learn that we can download all of these assets separately, we just place them accordingly and, individually lower them and make sure they sound good. The purple wavelength you see is a high quality rip that's extended from YouTube. So I had to edit it so that it sounds seamless, and when it gets to the end of the cutscene, it hits the ending melody.
But I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog!
I see, but I can't let you live.
So yeah, this part of it was basically just a puzzle, just fitting them at the right points, and then we get segued into the lip syncing. The lip syncing is an interesting case because even though I can try my best, unless I actually reanimate it from the ground up, I won't be able to perfectly synchronize them because, the animations were made for Japanese dialogue, not for English. So there's just no way you can perfectly sync them. But I did make sure that I held a certain criteria with me when, fixing the lip syncing. When a character stops talking, their mouth has to stop moving. Or when their mouth is moving, they have to be saying something, at least in the beginning, because sometimes, how English works is that, you talk and then you make a pause, but then the character's still talking, but then another line comes in. That's just how this game was made, so there's no way you can perfect it without rebuilding it, like I just said. In an attempt to match the lines with the animations, I actually put some lines together, or spread them out more. To someone who's not paying attention, it's almost unnoticeable what I did here, but look at the difference.
Hedgehog, I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
What can I say? I die hard.
I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
What can I say? I die hard.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake. It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake.
You see? Much better. And if I do continue to fix these cutscenes, I will continue to make these sort of tweaks. So you don't have to worry about me getting lazy and then the quality's dropping off and I'm just basically re-uploading cutscenes. No. It's not gonna be like that. Anyway, if you're really observant, you may have noticed that I changed the raw audio files, like the lines of Sonic and Shadow. They do sound different, not as compressed, and I'll explain that in my Audacity tutorial right here. Okay, so one of the audio problems with Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes is that the actors are just a little bit too close to their mic.
I got it!
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
Yeah!
Hermit crabs must be nearby.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm Vector the crocodile.
In fact, if they were any closer or if the gain on their mic was any higher, then their microphone would definitely be peaking. Not to mention the mic that Shadow uses specifically has a lot of background noise. So listen to Shadow's line here, right? This is without any music or anything like that. It's just the voice line.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You see how it's starting to peak right here?
Cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog.
That means that I guess when the when the actor was, I think his name is David Humphrey. I don't know. Anyway, when the actor was recording in his booth, I think he was a bit too close to his mic, right? So it ends up being like, it ends up peaking. Like, look at Sonic's voice line right here. Like, look at this right here. What the hell is this?
You know, what can I say? I die hard.
There's even some, like, this background noise right here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's background noise. In addition, the voices in general from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 sound super compressed. So again, just like the lip syncing, there's no way to completely fix it. So we're just gonna have to mitigate it and make sure it sounds as good as we can possibly make it. So I've been doing voice acting and making music for quite some time now. I know a thing or two about, you know, audio engineering, or at the very least I know how to manipulate audio to make it sound better, or just at least the way I want it to. So this is a very simple method of how to make anything sound better, pretty much. First thing you want to do is normalize. This is going to balance out the audio to make sure that some sounds aren't significantly louder than others. Then you're going to go into equalization and activate a bass boost and treble boost. So when a character starts up the line, you can almost hear them as well as when they're screaming. Because of the background noise from these rather poopy mics that they have, the low sounds that are going to be raised are also the background noise. So you're going to have to do a noise removal for that. Then you want to use a hard limiter. What this does is prevent the mic from peaking, which is our main goal in this situation. Now it sounds sleek and sexy and it can boom through your microphones.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog.
You know, what can I say? I die hard. You know, what can I say? I die hard.
There is one thing we lose from this processing. The original sounds much more sharper or clearer of an image, but honestly, it doesn't overweigh the negatives of the original. The peaking and the compression sounding audio had to go, at least in my opinion. The last question to be asked is how I made this game look so good. And honestly, there's not really much to say. I just used Dolphin Ishiruka, which is like an upgraded version of Dolphin or something like that. But essentially, it lets you integrate a lighting engine into a game. Real talk, this is actually a really helpful feature. It allows you to manually change the lighting of any GameCube game. Granted, there might be glitches, but luckily for us, Sonic Adventure 2, including the cutscenes, doesn't seem to have any. And then I just played with it for a while just to get the result that I wanted. For reference, I used some dark areas and lit areas to see how the lighting engine interacts with both. To be frank, without the lighting engine, the cutscene looks fine, but I just wanted to highlight model details so I can get the best character expression possible. Now, you can make them so shiny that they look like Sonic Heroes models. Granted, in my final product, they do look like that, but I made sure not to go too far, otherwise it might be like ridiculous. So, I mean, it was just an artistic decision more than anything else. And then everything else is pretty self-explanatory from there. Just turned up the settings as high as they can go without my computer stuttering or anything like that. Recording something in 4K 60 was, my computer's limit, so I chose to stick with that. I just hoped for the best, you know, I turned everything up to the highest or whatever, played with a lot of settings just to see what I like the best and what I think would look the best to you guys. So, you know, the lighting won't be the same for every cutscene that I do this to. I'm obviously going to change it and adapt everything to that specific cutscene. Obviously, I watch the cutscene over and over and over again until I think it looks good. You know, until I think all my settings fit. Alright everyone, that's all there is to it. As you can see, it's not even necessarily that difficult to do, it just takes a lot of time. Not just the editing, but also how to figure out how to do all this stuff in the first place. I don't know if I'll do every cutscene, so if anyone wants to like take this method and then they become like super famous off of it or whatever, you know, just more power to you. I mean, hey, a shout out would always be nice. But alas, thank you for watching. Any support is deeply appreciated. I'm legitimately interested to hear what you think about this method. If there's anything better, if I got anything wrong, just let me know. I'm like super open to criticism and I love learning. So don't be afraid to tell me I'm wrong. If you like this voice and this type of content, then hey, subscribe. I'd love for you to stick along for the ride that is this YouTube channel. This is The Protagonist, and I'll see you on the flip side.